Another Acoustic Alternatives, this time again away from Grove Studios like the last time. Though Grove, I have to thank them for what they've done for introducing me to the concept of doing a podcast. People encouraged me during the pandemic when I'd lost my radio job, you should do a podcast. And I kept saying, no, we don't need another music podcast. There's so many of them out there. And then I did one. I'm like, oh, yeah, I missed that. I miss talking to my friends and the people who come through town and tour. And I miss being able to support the shows that I want to talk about when they're happening. And I started doing it. And here we are now, again, outside of the Grove Studios. But have you been to Grove Studios, Jess?
I have, yeah.
So you know how cool the place is.
I do, yeah. I actually, one of the songs I'm going to play today, I did a songwriting workshop and did some work on that song. So
well, very nice.
Yeah.
So this week's, well, I don't know, it's not necessarily a weekly podcast, but this time we're talking to Jess Merritt. She's got an upcoming show February 13th at the Arc. And the musical world first met Jess McCummins as part of a duo in 2009. In fact, a CD here in my hand. I was introduced to her amazing voice in the winter of 2016. And then I met Jessica Dell in 2019, Jessica Ober in 2020, and now I'm sitting here with Jess Merritt in 2023. And I got a little confused along the way, but I think I got it.
That's the only one.
I know. And as it turns out, Googling you is not as easy as I wish it was, because there's a Jess Merritt who's a writer and has the handle Beer Babe Jess. And hopefully that's not you.
No.
But the Googleability of your name, I guess as an artist, is certainly an important part of it. So did you put some thought into that when you were picking?
You know, I didn't. I picked Merritt, so I changed my name many times, as you mentioned. But my last name is Oberholzer, which is not very marquee worthy.
That's why Ober was one of them.
So yeah, right. And then I decided to, when I changed my name back to my maiden name, added a second middle name, because why not? And I put Merritt in because it was meaningful to me just on a personal level. And
great.
Then, yeah.
That's where you are.
That's where I am.
So if you Google Jess Merritt and the understory and add the E to story, because we don't spell it that way in America,
right.
It's a little more easy to find you. So
yeah, working on that.
Branding is difficult.
Yes.
So the show is the 13th at the Arc, and I'd like to hear a song. What would you like to start with?
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I guess I'll start with a song called Family Stone.
Since that's the one that's in front of you.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Actually, no. I have a lot of
stones.
Stones, apparently. Stones and trees. It's the whole thing. All right.
Gather the good stuff and give it away. A sacrifice has been demanded. I'd silence the mad god before this, but she never fully remanded. Oh, the pain from the last time has finally dulled, so I guess I can handle some more. Checked out for a minute, and now I don't recall what this punishment was ever for. Oh, the river's getting higher for us daughters of this storm. And I wish you your answer, but I'm moving on alone before I'm dragged back down by the family stone. Quicker this time to ask for a lifeline. I'm learning when to look outside. I'm learning when falling in footholds I'd followed those other times. I started when I didn't care for the future. Now I'm stuck in my past. I've been fighting at least 20 years, trying hard to make this the last. Oh, the river's getting higher for us.
That is beautiful.
Thank you.
Jess Merritt on Acoustic Alternatives, a song that actually you're a little ahead of me. I've heard before.
Okay.
You did that one in the studio with me back in 2013 when you joined me at my radio station in Ann Arbor.
I did, yeah.
So we're going to circle back to that in our conversation.
Okay.
But I'm also glad you started with a family song because I wanted to ask you about growing up.
Yeah.
And where did you grow up?
Yeah, I grew up in Chelsea.
Okay.
And yeah, then graduated from Chelsea, moved here, went to U of M, and stayed here.
A lot of people do that, don't
A lot
they?
of people do, yeah. It's a good spot. I like Ann Arbor. And yeah, so I grew up in Chelsea. I have 4 younger sisters. I'm the oldest of 5 girls. So lots of ladies. And I have 2 daughters. So
Okay.
when
Wow.
I found out that I was having girls, I was like, well, yeah, of course. Because,
Right.
you know, babies are girls. So that's
That's all that happens.
what happens. Yeah.
I'm apparently out of place.
Yeah. This is my norm.
That's okay. What kind of things did you do as a child that could have led to almost knocking things over,
Yeah.
that could have led to who you are today?
Yeah. So I've always been kind of like a weird, like left brain, right brain human. I've often like felt that it was conflict and didn't know how to decide. And now I'm kind of coming to terms with being okay and embracing both of those sides. But nerdy, I did a lot of like math. Did the nerd camps. Those were fun. Where I went to like engineering camp and things like that. And then I started playing piano when I was about 6 and did musical theater and some different things like that. So I've always sung. I've always wanted to express myself through making things. So music and sewing and just I really like making stuff. I like making things with my hands. So that's a big deal.
If I had to like just pre-guess, I would have guessed nerd. Actually,
Okay.
No offense, just because you're an intelligent woman, and sometimes those are nerds when they're kids. I would have probably also guessed somebody that was a bit more on the shy side and not a popular kid in school, and not a kid that did a lot of talking.
Yes.
And the fact that you were in musicals, though, I think that did that open a door for you? For me, I was in musicals as well, behind the sines for 3, and then I finally got enough guts to try the 4th year.
Yeah.
It changed me.
Yeah, for sure. I think I'm not very used to talking, and it's something that I am still getting used to. I'm much easier singing than speaking, so it's my learning. But going there.
We'll let you sing more, but I do want to talk some. So 6-year-old Jess is picking up piano because you heard somebody who influenced you to play the piano. Which of the hit makers of the day was it?
Yeah, no, it was just my parents.
Really?
They thought, we should have one of these, and
And there it was.
There it was. Yeah, this is actually the piano that I started playing on when I was 6, and my parents now have a new nice piano that is gorgeous, and I have this lovely thing which you can't see, but it's quite beat up and very well loved, and it's very close to my heart.
I can see it because I'm next to it.
Yes,
but yeah,
that's
it
true.
does have a lot of love on it. So I was kind of trying to figure out who your piano influences were.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the easy ones for most, like as you think about piano players, most people immediately think Billy Joel, Elton John.
Oh yeah.
Now, Carole King could have been one,
Yeah.
and I mean, probably too early for. I don't know exactly how old you are, but
Well,
for
I'm
me,
almost 40.
Okay, that's right, 40. I do know that because of the party.
Yeah.
But for me, growing up in my household, hearing Elton John
Yeah.
from the room next to me, I was also hearing Barry Manilow, who was not really cited a lot as influential piano player, but I mean, he was. And Richard Carpenter of the Carpenters,
Yeah.
also a pretty influential piano
Yep.
player, but most people don't name them. But they heard those things growing up. So for you, I wonder who it was. Like,
Yeah.
who were you kind of going, oh, wow, they're doing it and they're on the radio.
Yeah, Fiona Apple, for
Fiona,
sure. Yeah. I'm a huge Fiona Apple fan, and she kind of unlocked this world, because I played a lot of classical piano before, and then that opened this whole world of like, oh, you can do different things and write your own music, and she's a huge inspiration, yeah.
Are you a Ben Folds fan?
I do. I love Ben Folds. Yes.
He plays it more like a rock instrument. I mean,
Yes.
Fiona does too, but he
yeah.
he was a drummer, so he basically pounds the hell out of it and
Yes.
jumps on it, and he's a
Yeah.
he's a force.
He is, yes. He's really hard on it. I've seen him a number of live performances. I'm just like, that poor piano.
Yeah.
But yeah, in an orchestra, actually, the piano is considered a percussion instrument,
Right.
so that makes sense for people to pound on them like they're drums, I guess.
Exactly. Was there ever any other career choice for you when you were in school and enjoying doing math or whatever subject you enjoyed?
Yeah.
Did you ever think, oh, I want to be a...
Yeah, I didn't really know what I wanted to be. I still kind of don't, in a way. But I knew that I wanted to sing, and so I ended up going to school for vocal performance, and also engineering. So I studied industrial and operations engineering and vocal performance at the University of Michigan. It was quite the combo, that left brain, right brain thing.
Yep, both working.
Yeah, that's right. And so now I work, in more of that engineering field. I work in med device, but I still like to keep a creative outlet going. I feel like those are both important pieces of me, and got to keep them rolling.
Well, the creative output could be the music, but I also saw something about some stick walls that you're building. Tell me about that.
Yes.
Because that seems creative as well.
It is, yeah. It is. That's been a whole thing. I have some woods, and they face a street in Ann Arbor, and I started clearing the woods when we first moved into this house. My ex-husband and I started clearing the woods so we could use it. It was just impenetrable honeysuckle forest at the time.
Yikes.
And started just making piles, and then decided I wanted to do something more artful with them. So I started creating these kind of walls, and looked up this random method of building stick walls from Holland called Takenril, and kind of did that. So I have a lot of people who stop me and ask, what the heck I'm doing, and what are all these stick walls? And they wonder if it's like a paintball course or something. I'm like, no, it's just art.
Yeah.
It's land art.
Do you take pictures of it and maybe think about selling the photos?
Maybe.
It is your art.
Yeah, it is. I'd like to. I'd like to do more with it. I have lots of ideas of what I want to do next. So we'll see. I just enjoy being out in nature and making things, and it's a good combo. So I spend a lot of time.
It's like, well, I'm going to steal an idea from an interview I did 2 interviews ago, because Julianne Ankley is also a painter and paints some beautiful landscapes and things. Mm-hmm. And I suggested to her that as an additional item for her merch table, she should turn some of her more popular paintings into puzzles. Oh. So if you took a picture of the thing that you created,
oh my gosh,
and created a puzzle that was a specific, Jess Merritt puzzle, maybe that's a cool merch item, because it's your art.
John. I love it. Yeah.
Just trying to help.
That's great.
That's what I do.
Okay. I love puzzles.
There you go. So I did mention that we first met in the studio back in 2016, as you were supporting, a few years after it was released, the album Tending Embers. And also you did the song that you started with, and we talked about a forthcoming EP that still hasn't come. But that song is on it, and that means that some of those other songs have survived, or some of them still alive from that, because that's been a few years.
It has, yeah. I don't play a lot of those songs from the album anymore, but
or the planned EP.
Or the planned EP, yeah, still planned. I made a commitment to myself that I was going to release something in my 40th year on this earth. So I am doing the show on my birthday, and then I've got a year. So I work really well with deadlines.
Okay.
So I try to just self-manage in that way. Yeah.
Great. So how many songs are written, and what one would you like to do next?
Sure. I have about 5-ish originals that are newer that I'm working on and trying to record, and I will do Stones Alone next. Yeah.
More Stones.
More Stones.
Jess Merritt's with me on Acoustic Alternatives. This one's a guitar tune.
This one's a guitar one. Yep. Okay.
Bitter wind whipping up my trouble. Why you gotta blow this way? Why you gotta fan the fray? And I gather up my shoulders to shield my heart, my warmest part. Pieces pushed down at withering cause. How many seasons of love have been lost? Terrified to look on now that I cut back the dead wood to see what survives. Haven't you heard the word is these years all told? I have grown cold, centuries, and crimson berries that would vanish in July stand out against the starkness that's the bald-faced lie. Haven't you heard the word is these years all told? I have grown cold, but don't you know we cannot grow on storms alone? Ooh,
I love it. Stones Alone, new music from Jess Merritt on Acoustic Alternatives. A song that you will hear, I'm sure, on the 13th of February at the Arc if you decide to show up.
Yes.
And that's what we're encouraging you to do today. Full band show, not just you, a lot of friends, a lot of bandmates. And I was hearing the song and remembering a conversation I had with another musical writing friend of mine who was trying to decide if it was bald-faced or bold-faced lie.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I think it's bald-faced.
I think it's bald-faced.
But it could be bald-faced.
I was just looking at my sheet. Like, what?
I
Bald-faced. I think, yeah.
Or is it bold-faced? And I think we did, and I can't remember what we decided on when she asked me. But anyway, popped out of my head when you were singing. Great song. I like that a lot.
Thank you.
And do you find that the difficulty, because it has been quite a few years since the last record,
Yeah.
the difficulty in writing songs is because you're trying to manage a 9-to-5 job, children, and then, find time to do my thing.
Yeah, for sure. And I've also learned over the years that it takes me some time and space from when things happen before I can kind of write about it. I've been a little frustrated with myself, like with all the things that have gone on in the world and the pandemic and my life, that I haven't been more writing more songs. But I think that part of it is just that it takes me a little bit of time. Yeah.
What's the hardest for you, lyrics or the melodies?
You know, the songs that I've written so far, like they've kind of fallen out of me, and what I need to work on is more of a discipline around just kind of sitting down and working more frequently instead of just waiting for lightning to strike, you know. But usually the music comes second and the words come first, and I find some phrase and then I start playing with it and write the music from there. Yeah.
A lot of people do it that way.
Yeah.
Have you thought about collaborating with other writers just to get more things out?
Yeah, I have. I'd love to do that.
Are there people in mind? Can you tell me?
If
you're allowed to.
Yeah, no, it's Aaron Zindel and I play around sometimes. We always intend to do more, but we've worked on a couple things over the years and would love to do more. Yeah. She lives down the street from me, and
totally makes sense.
Awesome, yeah.
And this is how I first discovered you anyway.
Yes,
you're ahead of me in the interview phase, but that's okay. I'm almost there. Take a Chance Tuesday, Top of the Park, playing in the Arc. These are all things that were happening as the Understory was building an audience.
Yeah.
Things kind of came to a screeching halt. Life gets in the way.
Yeah.
Pandemic gets in the way then
Yes.
after that. So it's you're trying to build momentum again. You're rebranding yourself. And actually, this is where we tie in Erin, because she's also rebranding herself.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you're doing a very similar thing with adding your name to the front of the band name. Makes total sense, because that reminds us, oh, that's right. We know who this is.
Right.
Where'd she go? There she is. I found her again.
Yes.
And maybe just to confuse everybody, you should name the album Rolling Stones, since you have to just, like Google that.
Right.
Rolling Stones.
Yeah. It's very Googleable.
I actually noticed a very pregnant Erin Zindel in one of the videos that was for the CD release party.
Oh, yes.
Like,
oh, my gosh.
I don't know that I saw her that pregnant.
Yeah.
I might have, but she might not have been doing much performing then. But
Right.
you do have a lot of great musical friends.
I do. Yes. I really am blessed with a lot of great friends that are musicians, and my bandmates are amazing. I'm so excited to collaborate with them. The song that I just played on the guitar actually is one that has really come to life in a new way with the whole band, and it's just very exciting. Things I wouldn't have thought of, when we all get together, and they're just it's great.
I wonder how I can find out how that sounds. Oh,
yes.
February 13th, the Arc. That's right.
Come to February 13th at the Arc. It's a Monday. I know it's going to be cold, but
What else are you doing on a Monday?
What else are you doing on a Monday night?
There's no restaurants open anyway.
Exactly. I know it's a kind of a non-traditional day for a show, but it's my actual birthday that day. And so that's what I asked for. And
very good.
It's just going to feel good.
I'm planning on being there.
Good.
Who will I see on stage with you?
Yeah, so on stage, Abigail Stouffer is opening up.
Yay.
Which is going to be amazing. I love her.
Worthy of a headliner herself.
Yes, absolutely. And then with me in the band is Jenny Jones and Joseph Diaz, who I have been playing with for a very long time.
Did I just see him yesterday
yeah,
at the Blue Llama?
Yeah, he played at Blue Llama last night.
Yes, he was great.
Yeah, he's amazing. And then newer members are Brennan Andes, TJ Zindel, and John Brown on drums. It's
pretty good band
it's a
there,
good band.
Jess.
I know.
You're lucky.
I am.
But they're lucky because you have an amazing voice, and that was what drew me in. So
Thank you.
that memory of seeing you sing that EBird and Friends show, whatever song it was that year, the 2016, and my jaw dropped. I'm like, how do I not know who this person is? I'm connected to the local music scene, and I don't know her. So I made a point. I beelined it to her. There she is. Go talk to her. And so that's where it started for me. It's just seeing you live and belting out and just letting it loose.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we can't let you do any of your great covers that you do because I have to kind of think about the legality of reposting this. And I guess I didn't ask for your permission, but hey, we're reposting this. You, by letting me into your home, I think is permission enough.
Yes, you have permission.
Thanks. So Abigail opening, which is awesome. Previous show, you had Antoine freaking Stanley as a special guest.
Yes, that was amazing.
I don't know how you pulled that off, but congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Those are some great videos to watch. Can you enlighten us on any of the special guests, or do you want to keep them a secret?
Yeah, well, Aaron Zindel's going to be joining, and hopefully getting some extra folks involved in some of the songs that we're doing, like Abigail and the whole band.
Okay. So no like bomb dropping Antoine Stanley.
No. Yeah, unfortunately.
Here comes Theo Katzman.
Right.
That would be just too lucky, I guess.
It would. Yeah, that'd be amazing. Maybe next time.
So again, it's coming up February 13th at the Arc. thearc.org for information. And is there a website for you yet with this new branding?
No. So the easiest place to find me is on Facebook or on Instagram. So Jess Merritt in the understory, REY on understory, and or on Instagram at jess.merritt.music.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Are you ready for a third song?
Sure. Yeah.
Another piano one?
Another piano one.
Tell me about this one.
Okay, so this one's intense, John.
Shake it off. Get ready.
Yeah. So this is a song called "Impermanence" that I wrote a while ago now, and is some of my songs. I feel like they're kind of like a therapy pill. Like I play them and it gets out a certain feeling or helps me kind of work through things. So this is a song I wrote after, a long time after an assault that I experienced, and it's helps me kind of work through those feelings and share with people who have also gone through something similar. So, yeah, this one's called "Impermanence."
I'm bracing myself. Is it going to be me and a gun, Tori Amos, jarring?
Oh, I don't know. You'll have to tell me afterward.
Okay. Okay. I hope not.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Okay.
It started fun. We sang karaoke about what's love got to do with it, got to do with it. We stayed up late, talked about artwork, and I wonder what you remember, if you remember. Your name was scratched danced at, it was vital. And it wasn't level. And the next day, she knew too, she knew you. Permanent impermanence, permanent impermanence, permanent impermanence. To see your face after a decade, how would it be? Oh, would you know me? We will be tied together in this backslide. We will atone on our own this sin of skin. It doesn't end, it only changes. You go right for the heart. Why won't you end this? It doesn't end, it only changes. Now that I've done my part, why can't I end this? Oh, permanent impermanence, permanent impermanence, permanent impermanence. I wanna get it right, I wanna get it right. I will not be contrite, will not be contrite. I wanna win the fight, wanna win the fight. You do not know my mind. And though the damage done, though the damage done, I will not be the one to spool this yarn you spun. Victim done, survivor.
Holy crap. I was feeling things like my body was getting tingly, and it might be because it's cold outside, but I don't think so. Wow.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to talk after that, right?
Yeah.
Great. Thanks for that. There's a beautiful piano at the Arc that will sound
Yes.
wonderful.
Oh
I
my
mean, not that
gosh.
this piano doesn't have its charm, but
Yeah.
that piano
Oh, yeah.
is awesome. So February 13th, the Arc.
Yep.
You can see Jess do that Impermanence song and probably cry. I mentioned to you pre-recording that, I don't have a sponsor right now. I'm not making any money doing this, but my payment is being 3 feet away from you while you're singing. I mean, that not for this one, but just in general, like being part of the cycle of helping people.
Yeah.
That to me, and that was like,
Oh, thank you, John.
so thank you. Oh my God. Okay. Blow that off. So this CD I found as I was doing some I don't have it with me. I want to try and listen to it at work.
Yeah.
So I'm Googling it to try and find a place to listen to it, and I don't have Spotify. And I stumbled into the fact that it had been for sale at Walmart. Did you even know
Really?
that?
No, I had no idea.
Well, how did that happen?
I don't-
You don't even know. That's kind of a big deal.
Amazing.
Unless it was I don't think they have like a resale
I don't.
thing.
Yeah.
But
this is news. I
certain
have to look
Google,
into it.
I just wondered, how big did this album get for you that you were in Walmart? At least on their website.
Okay.
I don't know. Strange. All right, so
I made it.
tell me about some favorite moments of the early, let's start with favorite moments from EBird shows, because
Sure.
that's really where it starts for me.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I think over the years, just playing with so many incredible artists, May Earlywine and Rachel Davis and Tunde Lanaran this year, and I don't know, so many people. I could go on and on, but just people who are huge inspirations and that I've been able to share the stage with. So it's been incredible, and I have the honor of closing out the first set usually. So I kind of come out with a belter and shut it down and come back. So I love doing that, and I don't sing backing vocals very often, and it's I love singing in harmony. So to me, with Jen Siggett, we're sort of the background vocal crew, and to work together and figure out those harmonies and add that color is very exciting.
Have you kept in touch with many of the new people that you've met along the way that joined you on background vocals? I know Jen is kind of a constant part of that.
Yeah, somewhat. I need to do a better job of that. I tend to kind of be like in and out, but I'm working on it. And yeah, I've made a lot of good friends along the years. Yeah, it's
a great show. I enjoy it quite a bit.
Yeah.
What about understory shows in the past that were standouts for you? That great memories.
Oh yeah, I think the one that jumps out of my mind is opening for Warren Treaty at Otis Supply.
Wow.
And I had heard their music before, but I had never seen them live at the time. And just to watch them perform and the emotion that they brought and
it's a spiritual experience almost.
Yeah, it truly was. Yeah, it truly was. So that was a huge highlight. Playing with Lindsay Lou and the Flatbellies. We did another opening spot at Otis for that, and the main stage at Ann Arbor Summer Festival. That was very exciting.
I bet. Well, you've mentioned all three of the Sweetwater Warblers. They need to have you open a show for them.
Yes,
now.
Hey.
That would be fine. I would like that. So, no exact timeline, just sometime in the next 12 months, we will have a release.
Yes. Do
you have plans for like physical CDs, vinyl, or just digital only, or what are you thinking?
I don't know yet. I think I probably will make some CDs because I like having a physical item. I'm very physical.
Thank you for being in that world with me.
Yeah. I don't know. I often buy CDs from people and I don't play them because I don't really have a CD player. I just pull their music on somewhere. But I like having a thing to hold and look at. So I remember back in the day, reading all the liner notes and following along.
I missed that.
So I missed that too.
I warned some of the artists, and it's just me. I mean, there's a lot of other people who don't care, but I grew up in the vinyl age, the 70s and 80s and all that. And reading the liner notes and having that available to look at was very important to me. The tactile, physical thing. If I have a digital copy of your album, that's all.
Yeah.
I'll probably forget I have it.
Yeah, right.
Probably don't ever play it because I don't remember it's in that hard drive full of other albums that I forgot I had.
Yeah.
So just an observation. I know it's easier. It's less, is this environmentally friendly? No, not really. It might break down, but on the other hand, you're trying to make a statement. You're trying to stand out. If you're at a show and somebody's seeing you for the first time, you want to send them home with something, right?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
this is a calling card, a business card. Even Brian Van Ork of the Verve Pipe has referred to them as kind of business cards.
Oh,
They're expensive business cards.
That's true.
Because you hand them out and people remember, oh yeah, I saw Brian. So anyway, looking forward to that. What kind of time do you actually get to work on music in general during your normal week? Is you're like, I got 3 hours a day set aside.
Yeah. It actually, I have some more time now, which is great. Part of the band used to be my ex-husband, Matt, and we're now divorced and co-parenting and getting along beautifully and everything's amazing.
Glad to hear it's amicable.
Yes. Oh yeah, very good. And he was very gracious in giving me the blessing to continue using the name The Understory, which means a lot to me. And so anyway, long story short, we share custody of our kids, and so I have some time.
There you go. That's not every day they're here being, Mom, I need to ride. I need whatever. Yeah.
So when they're with me, it's full on, total intense, 100%, and then I get some time for my stuff.
Well, thank you for allowing me to be part of that stuff.
Yeah.
Getting to meet Bowie, your dog, who's been relatively quiet.
She has, yes. She's doing good.
Does that mean there's a Bowie cover? Not that I want you to do one, but do you do a Bowie cover?
Not for this one, but I love David Bowie. One time I did a mashup for a kids show of Space Oddity and I Don't Want to Live on the Moon, which is a Sesame Street
Ernie song. Yeah. Chris DuPont does that one actually.
Yeah. So that was
That's
fun.
Pretty fun. Space Oddity. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think changes for all the things you've been through in the last decade would be the song you should cover.
That's a good one.
Just a thought.
Yeah.
All right. The show, once again, February 13th at the Arc. Full band show. We mentioned the band. It's a pretty amazing lineup. Jenny Jones, Brandon Andes, John Brown, TJ Zindel, Joseph, how does he say his last name?
Joseph Diaz.
Joseph. Thank you. I said it wrong.
That's okay.
No Antoine Stanley this time, but that's okay. We got another powerful vocalist right there. I encourage you to get your tickets before this one sells out on a Monday night, because it probably will. And one more song to get people there. What would you like to close out with? Can you or no?
Yeah, sure.
You don't have to, because you were on the fence about 4.
I was on the fence about 4.
This is your chance to say no.
Let's see. I think I'm not gonna do a 4th one.
That's
I'm just
fine with me.
Yeah.
I appreciate that you've invited me to experience this up close and personal. We actually used your recording equipment and all that. So thank you very much. Thanks to Grove Studios again for what they do for this podcast, letting me host it on their YouTube page, and for all the support that they've given me over the years. Again, if you're looking for a place, if you're a band or a musician or even a DJ, podcaster, all those things, 24/7 operation, you can get a keypad code from paying your minimal fee to get in there.
Awesome.
And it's a fantastic space. So look out for the Grove Studios in Ypsilanti, and look out for Jess Merritt at the Arc.
Yeah, come. It's Monday, 2/13, February 13th, as John mentioned. It is my 40th birthday, so it's kind of a musical memoir and 40th birthday celebration. So come for a bunch of covers that I love, some original tunes, and some stories.
Our present is our presence, right? It's hard to say.
Yes.
Our present is our presence. There we go. All right. Another wrapped up Acoustic Alternatives. There are more planned. Nothing I can say specifically yet, but thanks for supporting me on this. If you know anybody that wants to be a sponsor, please let me know. Thanks, Jess.
Thank you, John. This has been great.